Ethan had gotten used to silence. After losing his wife 2 years ago, the quiet house had become both his comfort and his punishment. Every night he'd leave leftovers on the counter, half out of habit, half out of hope that someone else might need them more than he did. That night, as rain drummed on the roof, he heard the faint creak of the kitchen door. He grabbed his flashlight, heart pounding. When the beam of light caught a trembling figure near the fridge, his breath froze. It wasn't a thief. It was a woman, thin, soaked, clutching a piece of bread. Beside her, a little girl stood barefoot, her eyes wide and fixed on Ethan's dinner plate sitting on the table. "Please," the woman whispered. "We'll leave. I was just—" Ethan saw the girl swallow hard. He noticed the way her mother tried to hide her hunger behind pride. "Wait," he said softly. "Sit down." The woman hesitated, clutching her daughter tighter. "I'm not calling anyone. Just eat." The girl's eyes lit up as he placed the plate in front of her. She reached for it carefully, as if afraid it would vanish. Ethan sat across from them, realizing that for the first time in months, his home wasn't silent. And as the girl smiled between bites, something inside him whispered, maybe this was the start of something neither of them knew they needed. Ethan woke to the faint clatter of dishes. For a second, he thought he was dreaming, until he smelled toast. He walked to the kitchen and found the woman from last night quietly cleaning, while her daughter sat at the table drawing on a napkin with a broken pencil. "You didn't have to do that," Ethan said gently. The woman turned, startled. "I'm sorry. We'll leave right away. I just wanted to thank you. My name's Clara, and this is Lily." Ethan shook his head. "You don't have to leave hungry." She hesitated, torn between gratitude and shame. "We've been staying at the old bus station," she admitted. "I lost my job. Lily hasn't eaten properly in days. I just couldn't watch her sleep hungry again." Her voice broke on the last word. Ethan's chest tightened. He glanced at Lily, now watching him with the innocent trust only a child could carry. "Listen," he said after a pause. "I can't promise much, but I could use help around here. Maybe you both could stay until you get back on your feet." Clara looked stunned. "We can't accept that." "Why not?" He smiled faintly. "You already made breakfast." Lily giggled, breaking the tension. Clara's eyes filled with tears she didn't want to show. In that small kitchen, something unspoken shifted. 3 people bound by loss, kindness, and quiet understanding. Ethan realized that sometimes, the people who show up uninvited are the ones who were meant to arrive all along. And as sunlight streamed through the window, Lily whispered to her mom, "Mommy, does this mean we have a home now?" Ethan smiled softly. "Maybe for a while," he said. But deep down, he already knew, it could be forever. Days turned into weeks. Ethan got used to hearing Lily's laughter echo through the house again, the same sound his late wife used to love. Clara helped with everything, cooking, fixing the garden, even reading bedtime stories when Ethan worked late shifts at the garage. For the first time in years, the house felt alive. But peace never lasts without being tested. One evening, Ethan came home early and found a letter on the kitchen table. Clara's handwriting trembled across the page. "Thank you for everything. You've done more for us than anyone ever has. But I can't keep taking from you. We're leaving tonight." His stomach dropped. He ran outside into the cold twilight and saw her walking down the road, holding Lily's hand. "Clara!" he called out. She turned, startled, eyes red from crying. "I can't stay here forever, Ethan. You've got your life. I need to find mine again." Ethan stepped closer. "You think giving up a roof and warmth will help you find it? You're not taking, you're giving me something I didn't even know I'd lost." She shook her head. "You don't understand, people talk. They'll say I'm using you." "Let them talk," Ethan said, voice steady. "You helped me remember how to live again." Lily tugged on her mother's sleeve. "Mommy, I don't want to go." Clara's resolve cracked. She looked at Ethan, then at her daughter, and for the first time, let herself believe maybe she belonged. They walked back together, hand in hand. That night, Ethan set 3 plates on the table. And as they ate in the soft glow of the kitchen light, it felt less like charity, and more like family. Months passed, and the little house at the end of Maple Street no longer felt lonely. Lily started school, bringing home colorful drawings that now covered Ethan's fridge. Clara found work at a nearby bakery, her smile greeting customers as if she'd been there forever. Every evening, they'd gather around the same old wooden table. Laughter replaced the silence that once haunted those walls. But the biggest change wasn't in the house, it was in Ethan. The grief that had chained him for years had quietly loosened its grip. He still missed his wife deeply, but now, when he looked at Clara and Lily, he felt something she would have wanted for him: peace. One snowy morning, Clara came home early, excitement in her eyes. "The bakery's opening a second branch," she said. "And they want me to manage it." Ethan grinned. "That's incredible." But then Clara hesitated. "It's out of town, about an hour away." The room went still. For a moment, Ethan thought the silence had come back for good. Then Lily ran over and hugged him tight. "You'll visit us, right, Mr. Ethan?" He smiled through the ache in his chest. "Every weekend, kiddo." When moving day came, Ethan helped them pack. Before leaving, Clara turned to him. "You gave us more than a home, Ethan. You gave us hope." He shook his head softly. "No, Clara. You brought it back to me." As their car drove away, Ethan stood at the porch, watching the snow fall. On the table inside, 3 plates still sat, washed, stacked neatly, waiting. And somehow, he knew this wasn't an ending. It was proof that sometimes, kindness doesn't just change lives, it rebuilds them.